Hello. I am making a video with a wonderful color, a wonderful purple Play-Doh. Gorgeous. And it is in season now, this color. This is the months of the purple flowers, and I have two in my shirt pocket that I want to pull out. Here they are. Rhododendron. The rhododendron tree, the purple rhododendron tree, is dropping these flowers. And that's very nice. Gorgeous. Two flowers for you, Sandy. They're a little bit wilted already, but they're still very pretty. Look at this pattern here. Very nice. So go and pick rhododendron petals. These are really petals from the entire flower head that contains of many of these star-shaped, 5 petal stars with this amazing pattern on one of the petals. This is very ET-ish, actually. Very nice. I like this. The other one too. It's amazing. It's just one of the petals that has this leopard pattern on it. I think that's amazing how nature created this. It's a total amazing. This is amazing, all of this. Plants and trees. It's amazing. And this makes really great soap to wash dishes with. So I'm gonna put this over here. And I'm gonna do a purple astronaut. Or should I make a purple dog astronaut? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a purple dog astronaut. It's very nice. My t-shirt is a little bit stained, but this jacket doesn't fit me anymore. This looks good, the light blue with the purple. Really nice color combination. Absolutely love it. So now I want to, in order to use both hands, I have to put the computer down here. And this is that's a rhododendron tree. I don't know if it shows the purple flowers on it. They're all coming out now. It's very nice. Oh, and really nice here. I gotta show this to Sandy. This is our apple tree that is sort of partly on the other property, partly on our property, and sort of embedded into the hedge. And the upper branches are coming over onto our property, and I'm gonna get closer to it. And they are having flowers right now. The apple tree is having flowers. apple blossoms. Absolutely gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And over here this is called manroot. Those little star-shaped white flowers, that's called manroot. And in the summertime they grow little melons like cucumber. Oh, there's already one growing there. I think they're called wild cucumbers. But they're like lemon shaped and about the size of lemons. But are not really quite as big. They're like, I don't know, the size of more like plums, but with large plums. So like these green balls with hairs on it, like spikes on it. Really nice. And inside are very, very large seeds, and they look so nice, and you can make buttons out of those very, very easily. You dry them and then you poke 2 holes into them. They make really, really great natural looking buttons, really rounded and just the perfect shape for buttons, for shirt buttons and for jacket buttons. Very, very nice. I might work with that someday in the future, make something out of that, I think. And they smell really nice, these flowers too. Very nice. I made tea the other day with this, but only used a little bit of the flowers and just a little bit of the stem, because if you take too much, it has a psychedelic effect, which I don't want, because I don't know what that might do to the brain. I need my brain to be clear and sharp. As sharp as possible. My brain is already very, very wide open. So wide open that it falls out almost. So things already fall out. Reality falls out the window with my brain. So it's very difficult to navigate through life with a brain like mine. Very, very difficult. But, it's all a matter of adaptation, getting used to it. It takes a lifetime. So it takes almost 60 years to get finally used to it. But yeah, that's what it is. It's a challenge. And these apple blossoms, they smell so incredibly good. They smell so good. I wish I had smell on here. Oh my gosh. They smell like old ladies' perfume and soap. They remind me of my grandmother's soap and perfumes, and my grandmother would be very old now, like 150 or something. No, 124. So, but that's old. She was born 1900. So that is very old. And they had some fantastic perfumes that were partly natural, and those were not as toxic. Those chemicals that they created, when they created chemicals in the lab, they were still more natural than the ones they have today. And so she had these amazing soaps that smelled like apple blossom and perfumes. Just so amazing. Reminds me so much of my grandmother, and reminds me so much of these really, really, really old grandmothers. Like heavy, heavy, heavy perfume. Very heavy and overbearing. And that is exactly what I love. Oh gosh, I love that so much. I want to buy a fragrance oil now, a real good one, that is apple blossom imitation fragrance. I want to do that. So, oh yeah, and here are my two roses. I have a white rose and a very light purple rose next to it. I bought them at Heirloom Roses, and they came to us like just very, very baby roses. And they did not do very well outside, embedded in the ground, because the little ground animals ate the roots. The roses were not large enough for that yet, because when the ground animals eat the roots, then that's impossible for the flower. They were really struggling because of that. And then the deer babies came, and they absolutely love rose buds and rose flowers. That's a delicacy for them, and I don't blame them. They love it, and I think I let them have some of them, but they would also eat the new rose leaves and all of that. So we finally had to take them back out and put them into these buckets with holes on the bottom, and then they were recovering gradually. And here they have optimal sunlight here in this garden. At the other garden we didn't have them in the right place. This is better now. They're very happy about the sunlight, and they don't need water all the time. Like, you can water them every 3 days, every 4 days. And they had a lot of water flood from the rains, which is good, but then there should be a lot of sunlight and a rain break for a while. They need that. They need rain breaks. So, and then this avocado tree there, it grew. It shows. Struggling a little bit with some slugs, I think. I'm gonna have to put diatomaceous earth on it, on the leaves. This is not good. There are too many slugs here. I see, lots of cocoons and stuff like this. Yeah. And looks like spider webs, but I think those are caterpillars that are eating those leaves. I'm gonna have to put diatomaceous earth on it. Flip it on or brush it on with water solution of diatomaceous earth. I think that will definitely help. It takes a lot of maintenance and a lot of care to let plants grow in the most natural way possible. And so never ever use pesticides. That's absolutely very, very, a very serious message. Never ever ever use pesticides. They're natural solutions. And here are onions that I just planted. Just regular onions that Paul bought to eat. And then we decided, okay, let's put some in the pot and see what happens. And it's doing very well. Very well. Very well. Very ET-ish. Very nice. Tastes really, really good. There's a potato growing in there. And there is some morning glory growing in the other one. And here is a Brussels sprouts that we just stuck in there into the pot. Paul had already chopped off the Brussels sprout leaves from the stem. And I decided, this feels alive, this thing. And so I put it in there, and it was very grateful. And it started to grow these flowers. Yellow flowers out, and new leaves and new branches, and it was almost as tall as I am. And when we came back from the other house, it had grown so tall like, I don't know, 6 feet tall, that it collapsed from its own weight, and it was all bent over and folded over onto the cement. So I had to cut that off, and I made a little flower bouquet out of it for the kitchen. Looks very nice, and I eat these flowers, these yellow flowers. They taste very, very good. And over there is a mint growing that Paul picked up with the roots from another place, from a wild place. And so it's growing in this pot very well, actually. So I have to do some watering, and then there are food plants growing here. I don't exactly know what kind of food plant that is, but we will find out. So it's growing there just from sprinkling compost down. It's very, very nice. So, okay. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my astronaut project. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna put this computer down here. Okay. Okay. Alright. So. Alright. Excellent. So let's make the astronaut. So when you have a small yard, you don't have that much space for growing food, but you don't need that much space. So you can grow food for a family in just a little garden like this one. Here's another blue gourd. Oh no, I'm making a person astronaut. I wanted to make a dog astronaut, so I want to still make the dog astronaut. So how do I do the dog astronaut now? I use those as eyes. Okay. It's very difficult to make the dog astronaut out of this because it's not enough material, but I'm going to use these as eyes now on the side of the head, like that. We planted one avocado tree next to the English laurel, and it's doing surprisingly well there. Even though it's a very baby plant, it's doing very well. So we don't have as many ground animals here as we have at the other house. So, but there are some ground animals here as well. But this avocado tree seems to be doing very well. It feels protected by the English laurel. And the leaves look a little bit like the English laurel leaves. So it blends in very well with this hedge. And then once it gets large, then there will be English laurel leaves mixed in with avocado leaves. And eventually, hopefully, avocados growing on that new tree. But that will take a long time, long after we leave here. So we're gonna probably be leaving here in about a year or two. So first we have to sell the other house, and so that's gonna be taking some time, but we want to do this now before the election because we don't know what might happen to this country. Well, if Donald Trump gets back into the White House, which I pray to the blue god for, then the real estate prices will way rocket up. Way. But the way the Rothschild corporate agenda is handling things criminally, I don't know what might happen. This is not a very secure situation at all. If the Biden mafia or BlackRock mafia, if they continue with or without Biden, Joe Biden is just facade. So if they continue, then the real estate prices will eventually come crashing way down. And so I don't want that to happen, because we need to sell the house and we need to buy new property with more land and to grow food and to have a greenhouse, a large commercial greenhouse on it. And I want to grow every food plant and food tree that I can find. I want to grow carob trees inside of the greenhouse. apple trees, fruit, plum trees, citrus trees, avocado trees, all of those. Yes, this is hello. Yeah, I've not been going into chat rooms recently because I feel very vulnerable. I don't want to go into chat rooms anymore. I feel very, very vulnerable to the hate and the insults. Hurts really bad. I don't care what people think of me if I'm not, if I'm not exposed to, or if I don't see people's insults, if I don't see the constant mocking and all of that, then it doesn't bother me, what people think behind my back. But having to see what people write and the way they make fun of my life and very personal stuff that they obviously spy on through the computer and through remote viewing, it hurts. It's very painful. It's very painful. I'm trying to live my life the best way I can. I'm struggling every day with my mental illness and memories from the past every day. I'm trying to make the best out of it. It's not easy. It's not easy. Not easy at all. I just want to be left alone. I don't want bullies coming after me anymore. I never wanted it. Never asked for it. In the past, I was lonely. I was hoping to find someone to chat with, just chatting with someone about random things and philosophy and stuff. But the people I found on the internet, they only wanted to give me a very hard time. They wanted to see me cry and suffer and all of that. Most people I talk to, if my worldview is different than theirs, they get very, very upset. They become vicious. So that's why I don't have very many friends. My friends that I have are Paul and Sandy and the baby dog. Those are my friends. The other people, they want me to suffer. It's very sad. Very sad. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this video. Maybe, maybe not. We need therapy help centers in the world because people desperately need to say to other people how they feel. Without having to be afraid of mockery and shaming and all of that and bullying. They have to be allowed to say how they feel and to say what they think and what they believe. People should have the right to express themselves any way they want to, as long as they're peaceful, as long as they don't hurt anyone, as long as they don't damage anything. They should be allowed to express how they feel and what they think and what they believe, without being afraid of being retaliated against. So we need therapy help centers. That I see that as the solution for this planet. That's the solution. It will end wars worldwide. See, Donald Trump created peace in the Middle East. That was the first time in history that there was peace created. It didn't last very long. did not last very long at all because Joe Biden got in fraudulently and tore everything back open. The war, everything. Even deliberately created a conflict and a war. Biden Mafia created 2 wars. They created the Ukraine war. They created the Iran war. Okay. They tore everything open again with Israel. That Netanyahu is part of that Biden Mafia. That's very heartbreaking. Then they let the refugees in to do their dirty work in the United States. Tucker Carlson interviewed someone who revealed what is actually happening behind closed doors, what's actually going on with all these refugees, that the reason why they're bringing them in is obviously to do the dirty work for them, to steer the situation, the political situation in a specific direction where the Rothschild Mafia can then get their way. And also, obviously, so it's what that guy said, it is to facilitate human trafficking. The Biden Mafia is about human trafficking. They're all for it. Kamala Harris is for human trafficking. As long as she gets money. And that Rice lady and whoever is deployed in the White House working for the corporate agenda, the mafia, the BlackRock Corporation. They only care about money. That's all. The only thing they care about. They're as corrupt as the politicians are in South America. They would also kill people if they can get away with it. Kamala Harris, I think, would kill people if she can get away with it. She's a heartless, callous criminal. She's a traitor to the United States. And so are the Bidens, obviously. Yes. It's all infinitely sad. Barack Obama is a traitor to the United States too. He and George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, they manipulated the US Constitution and they brought torture back in, where they allowed torture methods, which is absolutely unacceptable. The civil rights groups have fought. They fought for hundreds of years against this. That's why Thomas Jefferson and the other people that founded this country, that's why they removed torture, because they knew that torture is unacceptable. People should have learned their lesson already from the 1600s, from the Inquisition era. It made the world suffer really, really bad. The mafia uses any method. They don't care about another living being. And that's why we need help. We need help from another civilization that should come here and help. Or even robot, reconnaissance robots that should come here and help. The Earth needs help. So, I'm gonna end the video here. Take care.